Hey folks, welcome back. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania with a bit of analysis on a speech by or comments by President Cyril Ramaphosa in his response to the response of the State of the Nation address. President Cyril Ramaphosa has emphasized unity and a shared goal, a South Africa that belongs to all who live in it. In the face of divisiveness fueled by a local lobby group and the administration of U.S. President Donald Trump. Folks, Cyril just doesn't get it. Once again, insulting America and lying about America. Cyril Ramaphosa goes to the tried and true ANC playbook for race hustling in his response to the State of the Nation address response in Parliament. Folks, this is empty boasting and bluster, attacking America. And, he's talking about Af-reform. We will never allow forced removals. Forced removals. He told Parliament, referring to people being removed from District 6. Trying to say that the Expropriation Act was necessary for redress as millions of black people were forcibly removed from their land under the apartheid regime. And thousands of white people were forcibly removed to create Bophuthatswana and the Zulu homeland and others. On Thursday, February 13th, Ramaphosa addressed a joint sitting of both houses of parliament following a two-day debate on his State of the Nation address last week. As the United States government maintained its pressure on South Africa, the right-wing solidarity movement, which includes trade union solidarity and lobby group Af-reform, has this week indicated that it would continue to lobby the U.S. government to pressurize the South African government. Maintain pressure on South Africa. What is this pressure you speak of, News 24? There are no sanctions on South Africa. There are no demands from the Trump administration that South Africa do anything. There are no public comments about South Africa's policies and no punitive measures against South Africa. There's no pressure. This is a figment of your imagination. But keep your crap up and find out. Folks, News 24 needs to crack open a dictionary to understand what the term pressure means, because clearly they're clueless. Ramaphosa said South Africans shouldn't allow others to define us or divide us. Divide you? How exactly? We are simply not giving you free money anymore because you're attacking us. You take us for fools? Apparently they do. This is all you're doing, Cyril, not America's. Call yourself whatever you like, but Donald Trump is finally ending foreign aid, which South Africa is ineligible for. He did something the liberal Western world was unwilling to do. Peel back the plaster to see the festering wound that the ANC has inflicted on over 60 million black, brown, and white South Africans. He ripped that plaster off and exposed the festering wound that the ANC's governance and lack of service delivery have led the country to for 60 million plus black, brown, and white South Africans. At a time like this, we need to stand united as a nation, particularly now when we are facing harsh global winds. This is not the time for any of us to rush off to foreign lands to lay complaints about issues that we can solve ourselves in this country. We need South African solutions to South African problems. No, you don't, and you don't care. People voted overwhelmingly against Bella. The provinces voted against Bella. Hundreds of thousands of comments demanded that it not be implemented. And the same with expropriation without compensation. And you simply ignored it. You ignored the public process. You defied the will of the people. Ramaphosa said there's a broad consensus across the political spectrum and indeed across our society on the principle of non-racialism. Oh, that's true. If only the ANC was non-racial. Sure, your policies are not even non-racial. Quite the opposite. 142 racially discriminatory laws to oppress the minority is not non-racialism. I suppose your definition of non-racialism is similar to the ANC's definition of the word nil. Apparently nil means something because it's just, according to you. It means zero. Our empowerment and transformation programs recognize that to build a truly non-racial society, we must narrow inequality and redress the harmful legacy of apartheid. Nope. To build a non-racial society, the ANC needed to invest in education, raising standards, not lowering them, invest in community policing and criminal justice to serve as credible deterrents to crime and have a merit-based society. That's what you need to do to reduce poverty. What you have done is 180 degrees in the opposite direction. The train wreck is clear for even the most loyal ANC sycophants to see. We will not relent in our drive to expand the participation of black and young South Africans in agriculture and other sectors of our economy, and other young South Africans. All the Afrikaners that have to go to America to work on farms? Cyril Ramaphosa and the ANC have no credibility whatsoever on this issue. We've listened to yet another fantasy island list of things the ANC says they'll do, with no mention of any past State of the Nation address empty promises. Where's that digital city, Cyril? Nothing is ever delivered, just word salad. We will ensure that the Transformation Fund achieves its objective of providing financial and non-financial support to Black-owned enterprises to ensure their meaningful participation in the economy. Oh, yes, you will ensure a racist program of state expropriation with a 3% corporate tax to fill a slush fund will enrich a class of people defined only by their skin pigmentation, not their merit or their need. These policies are about eradicating the differences that still exist in our society, not entrenching them. They're about empowering those who have been disempowered and protecting the rights of all. Protecting the rights of all by stealing from corporations that aren't even South African, that have nothing to do with your history? No. This is about state control and revenge politics. The ANC has failed with every solution staring it right in the eyes. The party intentionally dumbed down education standards, destroyed a functioning bureaucracy, obliterated parastatals essential to economic growth, and always blames Jan van Riebeck and apartheid for a mess entirely of its own making. We are committed to upholding our hard-won democracy. We are committed to expanding the frontiers of opportunity for all our people. As we do so, we are guided by our Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and the rule of law. No, you're not. Expropriation without compensation is not legitimate. Section 25 clearly states it must be just and equitable compensation. And nil is not just and equitable. Nil means zero, none, nada, niet, niks in de Bahnhof. You take us for fools. You take South Africans for fools. And that plaster has finally been ripped off of that wound. Donald Trump exposed the fraud that's going on. And we didn't demand anything. Trump didn't ask for anything. He just stopped the aid. So now, ANC, you're going to have to come up with the $500 million annually, on average, that we, the taxpayer, have been footing the bills for South Africa's health care, for its trade, for its anti-poaching operations, and all the other stuff. That's on you now, ANC. Maybe you should go to Tehran. Ask them for the money. You don't have to change any policies. And if you do, the money's not coming back. The only way the money's coming back is you stop undermining U.S. national security interests. Hint, end your nuclear cooperation with Tehran immediately. Maybe then you'll get the money back. What do you think, South Africa? Cheers and have a good day.